Hello friends, how are you? Welcome to the Japan Study Center. Today we are going to see the chapter of geography, and what is our topic today?
Pressure and wind. There is the most important here. The topic arrives the first measurement of air pressure. There is an important here a measurement of the air pressure. There is the atmosphere is held on the earth by the gravitational is a pull of the earth. Columns of the air exit to the bed in the term of pressure on the surface of the earth. The weight of the columns of the air is given to the place and time is called the air
Question
pressure.
क्या है?
You know that? What is the air pressure here? The weight of the column of the air at the given place and the time is called air pressure. And they also call it atmospheric pressure. The atmospheric pressure is a measuring by on the instrument is called is a barometer. There is a barometer is a atmospheric pressure measuring by the instrument is called barometer. The question is the most important here. The barometer that comes to the UPSC exam and many times. Nowadays is a for tons and barometers is a barometers I are commonly used of measuring air pressure. There is the most important here. There is a commonly use of the measuring of the air pressure here. The atmospheric pressure is a measuring as a force per unit area. The unit is for the measurement as there is a pressure is called millibar. There is called millibar. It is the observation is the MB. There is a short form here MB. The 1 millibar is equal to the force of 1 gram per square centimeter approximately. There is important there MB here a gram per square centimeter. A pressure of the 1000 millibar is equal to the weight of the 1.053 kilograms per square centimeter at the sea level. It is equal to the weight of the column of mercury which is a 76 centimeter height. The international standard pressure unit there is a Pascal. The Pascal is the most important here. The international standard pressure unit is there called to the Pascal. The Pascal here a force of the Newton per square meter. You know that? You understand? Pascal here a force of 1 Newton per square meter. In the practice is atmospheric pressure is expressed in a kilopascal. Means 1 kPa is equal to the 1000 Pa. There is the most important here. The important point here, the weight of the column of air at a given place and is the time is called to the pressure. And the second point here, barometer is the instrument which is the measure is air or atmospheric pressure. And the unit of measurement of the atmospheric pressure is a millibar is a kilopascal. And 1 millibar is equal to the force of nearly 1 gram per square centimeter. There is a 4 is the most important point here. The note down on your notebook. The mean atmospheric pressure at the sea level is a 1013.25 millibar. The 1013.25 millibar. However, the actually is a pressure at a given place and at a given is a time is a factor and it is the generally is a range between to the 950 and 1050 millibar. That is the most important here in the point and there is topic. The next point is the most important here distribution of the air pressure. The what is the air pressure? There is a most important question distribution of the air pressure here. The distribution of the atmospheric pressure on the surface of the earth is not uniform. It is a various both are vertically and horizontally. The first point arrive here a vertically distribution. See there vertically distribution here. The air is a mixture of various gases. You know that air is a mixture of various gases. It is a highly compressible. As the compressed and it is a density of increases. The higher there density of air, the great is air pressure and the vice versa. And marks of the air above in the column of air presses and there air is under its hand. It is a lower layers are more is dense than to the upper layers. As a result, the lower layer of the atmosphere have a high density. You know that is the most important point here. The lower layer of the atmosphere have a high density. Another except and there are more pressure is a conventionally the higher layer at the less compressed and hence they have a low density and the low pressure. The columnars is a distribution of their atmospheric pressure is known as the vertical distribution of pressure. You know that what is the vertical distribution of pressure here? The columns here is the distribution of their atmospheric pressure is known as the vertical distribution of pressure. The air pressure decreases with the increasing in the altitudes, but it does not be always decrease at the same rate. And dense component of the atmosphere are found in its lowest part, near the mean of sea level. The temperature of the air, amount of water vapor present in the air and gravitation pull of the earth determine there is a air pressure of a given place and at a given time. Since this is a factor are variable with the change in the height, and there is a variation in the rate of decreasing in air pressure with the increasing in altitude. The normal rate of decreasing the air pressure is 34 is a millibar per every 300 meters increasing in altitudes. Their figure is most important discussing, and the next there is the effect of low pressure are more clearly is experienced by the people live in the hilly area and the compared to the who live a plain. It's important here. And in a high mountains areas, the rice take a more time to cook, and because low pressure reduce the boiling point of water. You know that is the most important point here. In high mountains area, rice take a more time to cook up, more time because low pressure reduce the boiling point of water. The breathing problems such as a faintness and the nose bleeding are also faced by the many trekkers from outside there is such an area because of low pressure condition in which the air is thin and it has a low amount of oxygen content. Here show the diagram. There is the most important vertical distribution of air pressure. You know that there show a small air column, the less compressed and less dense air here, and longer air column. And decreasing there is a 3 mbs and 300 meter. 300 meters in mainly there is a show the most important diagram here. The highly compressed only high dense air. The next point here, horizontal distribution. You know that what is the horizontal distribution here? The distribution of atmospheric pressure over the globes is known as the horizontal distribution of pressure. You understand now? The distribution of atmospheric pressure over the globe is known as the horizontal distribution of pressure. It is shown on the map with the help of the isobars. And the isobar is a line connecting the point that have an equal value of pressure. The isobar and the analogs to be a contour lines of relief map. The spacing of isobars are the analogs to be a contour lines on the relief map. The spacing of the isobars express their rate and direction of the change in the air pressure. And this charge in the air pressure is referred to be pressure gradient, and pressure gradient is a ratio between pressure difference and the actually horizontal distance between 2 points. Close spacing of the isobars express a step pressure gradient will there while spacing indicate a gently pressure gradient. In the figure, the horizontal distribution of atmospheric pressure is not uniform in the world. It is a varies from time to time at the given place. It is a varies from place to place over to short distance. The factor responsible for a variation in the horizontal distribution of pressure are as a follow. There is a most important point here arrive. The three pressure here are air temperature, the earth as a rotation, and presence of water vapors. The first here is important here. The air temperature. In the previous lesson, we have studied that their earth is not heated uniformly because of unequal distribution of the insulation and differential of heating and cooling of the land water surface. Generally, there is an inverse relationship between the air temperature and air pressure. The higher the air pressure and the lower is that air pressure. The fundamental rules about the gases is that when they are heated and they become less dense and expanded in the volume and rise. Hence the air pressure is low in the equatorials and region, and it is the higher in the polar region. Along there is equator lies is a belt of the low pressure known as their equatorial low R is a geodrum as a low air pressure equator region in due to the fact that the hot air ascends and there is with the gradually decrease in the temperature is a causing of thickness of the air on the surface. In a polar region, cold air is a very dense. And it is a descent and the pressure increase. From their view, the mind is expect as the gradual increase in the average temperature hottest is equator. However, actual readings are taken of the Earth's surface at a different place indicate that pressure does not be increased latitudinals in a regular function from the equator to the poles. Instead, there are regions of the high pressure is the subtropics and regions of low pressure in the subpolar area. Second point here, the earth as a rotation. The earth as a rotation generally is a centrifugal force. You know that centrifugal force, and this result in the deflection of the air from its original place is a causing decrease of pressure. It is a belief that the low pressure belt of the subpolar region and the high pressure belt of the subtropical regions are there create as a result of the earth as a rotation. The earth as a rotation also is a causes of a convergence and divergence of moving air. The area of convergence is experienced low pressure while the dose of the is a divergence high. There is a have a high pressure. There is important here. The next point is the pressure of water vapor. Air with a higher quality of water vapor has a lower pressure, and that with the lower quality of water vapor has a high pressure. In a winter, the continents are relative to cool and tend to be a devolved high pressure center. In a summer, they stay warmer than the ocean and tend of be dominated by the low pressure, and conversely there is ocean are associated with the low pressure in the winter and high pressure in a summer. There is a most important point here. A isobar is a line connected point that have an equal value of pressure, and pressure gradient is the ratio between two pressure difference and horizontal distance between 2 points. You know that there is a most important point here, and the on average air pressure decreased by the 34 millibar per 300 meters increase in a height. There is an important point here.